Using a flathead screwdriver, remove the factory stock per the manufacturer's instructions. Align the receiver tang with the stock and slide the stock over the tang. While keeping pressure on the rear of the stock, place the OEM screw in the stock receiver hole. Tighten the screw to the OEM specifications. Do not over-tighten. Over-tightening can cause damage to the stock or receiver. Remove the butt pad by loosening the 1.5-inch butt pad screw and removing the screw and the pad. You will receive 3 1/2-inch length of pull spacers, as well as a 2.5-inch length butt pad screw. In this case, we will be installing 3 1/2-inch length of pull spacers and using the 2.5-inch butt pad screw. Each spacer nests into each other with an open end toward the butt pad. Reinstall the butt pad screw back into the stock with spacers and butt pad. There are 2 rubber inserts in the stock lid. Remove the rubber inserts utilizing a tool or small punch. With the stock, you will receive 1 riser and 2 shims. Insert a 1/4-inch screw for the riser only. Insert a 1/2-inch screw for the riser and 1 shim. And insert a 3/4-inch screw for 1 riser and 2 shims. In this case, stack the appropriate number of shims to set the comb height. We will be using the riser and 2 shims and installing a 3/4-inch screw. Each screw requires 1 nut, which will be captured on the opposite side of the stock lid. Caution: do not over-tighten. Over-tightening can cause damage to the stock. Remove the button head cap screws on the right side of the stock completely. Open the lid on the stock by depressing the button on either side, and remove the internal storage system. You may need a flathead screwdriver or small pry tool to remove the internal storage. Included with the stock is a quiver for 6 45-70 or 30-30 Winchester cartridges and an open storage compartment insert. Ensure that the internal M-LOK plugs are in place if you are not using the slots for accessories, and reinsert the desired cartridge quiver or internal stock compartment. Reinsert the screws into the right side of the stock. In order to access the 2 M-LOK slots on the left and right side of the stock, you will need to remove the installed M-LOK plugs. Remove the button head cap screws on the right side of the stock completely, and remove the internal storage system. The M-LOK plugs can be removed by hand, or in this case, a 1/8-inch hex key. Be aware that the M-LOK plugs are keyed and will only fit in the stock in a certain orientation. In this case, we are installing the M-LOK plug on the right side of the stock. There is a sling swivel located on the bottom of the pistol grip, which allows for shorter slings and higher muzzle down carry option. The stock also accepts Type 1 and Type 2 QD cups for mounting a sling. Use a small pry tool to remove the plug on both the right and left side of the stock. Using a 1/8 inch hex key, remove the screw from the right side of the stock. It is important to note that the screw has a nut and will need to be captured from the left side of the stock. Once removed, you can now install a Magpul Type 1 or Type 2 QD cup.